Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall has been talking with the lawmakers leading the investigations, spending the day on Capitol Hill and joining us now from the Hill. Tyler?
Yeah, hey, Joe, these dual hearings today really highlighted the heightened scrutiny that lawmakers are putting on Boeing after these recent mishaps. The first hearing today featured a panel of aviation safety experts. They were testifying about this report commissioned by Congress that raised some questions about Boeing's safety and reporting culture. Interestingly enough, a lot of the lawmakers are pinning the blame on Boeing, but they also didn't let Boeing's regulator, the FAA, off the hook here, asking how these sorts of incidents happened under their watch, including what they are calling tough conditions for whistleblowers to come forward. That leads us to the second hearing that happened today. That actually did feature a Boeing whistleblower who testified to Congress saying that they feel that Boeing has a culture that is prioritizing speed in production over safety. His name is Sam Salapur. He testified to lawmakers today accusing Boeing of essentially taking shortcuts in production of some of its largest aircrafts, including the 787 Dreamliner. I want you to take a listen to some of his testimony today.
I told my boss that I said in the report, I said, we have made 300 plus airplanes. That should have been more than adequate for us to resolve these things. All the problems that we've had, we put Band-Aid over Band-Aid to resolve the problems, and Band-Aid over Band-Aid doesn't cover it. Maybe we need to consider some engineering fundamentals.
Yes.
Now, of course, Joe and Kaylee, it's important to note that Boeing denies these claims and that they didn't appear at either of these hearings today, despite being invited to testify. Now, I did have the chance to catch up with one of the top lawmakers leading one of these investigations. He tells me that Boeing is fully cooperating here and that they are working on a date in the near future to get outgoing Boeing CEO David Calhoun to the Hill.
And Tyler, just quickly in our final minute.
I'd like to have them come at some point in time and talk about what types of maintenance programs they have in place to be pretty much the last line in terms of quality control to assure passenger safety. Certainly want to find out at some point in time what Boeing is doing to address this, but also what the airlines do to provide comfort to the traveling public.
So, Joe and Kaylee, that there was Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican from Wisconsin. He is the ranking member on that Senate panel today that heard testimony from that whistleblower. I was talking to him about what's going to happen next year. Like I mentioned, we're potentially going to hear from David Calhoun, the outgoing Boeing CEO. But also, Ron Johnson says that he wants to hear from the airlines, too, about what they're doing to ensure passenger safety.